I'm Rahama Mahumele Mtetwa, a faculty member here at Maluti Adventist College, and it's our graduation day. I have with me first years, Hlengiwe, Mlotshwa, and Mahasane, and they'll be sharing with us their experience here, and as they are about to wrap up their first semester, how it has been. Thank you so much for joining us and honoring our invite to have this chat.
Thank you.
So, Hlengiwe, you go first. What can you say so far about your experience here? How is the facilitation? How are you enjoying the modules in first year?
Well, everything is good, but it's different from how I used to get educated or learn in high school. Everything is self-done. I have to do my own researches. A lecture comes, gives a brief, and just hands everything over to me. And it's sometimes hefty or heavy on me, and I sometimes feel overwhelmed, but everything is good. The facility is good. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay. So the research that you have to do yourself, how so far with the knowledge that you have gained, how can you say it's different from how you learned in high school?
How different?
Yes, like in high school, you had like notes on a chalkboard or maybe slides, but here there's just a brief on introduction, and then most of the work you do it yourself. So in terms of knowledge attainment or like the preserving the knowledge that you have attained, can you say there's a difference?
Oh yes, there is.
Okay.
In high school, we mostly used notes only, and here we use notes, flip charts, videos to learn and understand further.
And the remembering of the knowledge.
Yes.
Can you say it's the same, the one that you attained in high school and the one that you're attaining here?
No, it's not the same, because in high school we were stereotyped with only notes, but here it's broadened and we use flip charts, so it's really good for me.
Oh, nice. So tell me about your favorite lecture so far.
My favorite lecture is Daditabe.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, he is my ethics instructor. He's very cool. He's flexible when teaching us. He makes a lot of examples, so that really helps a lot in me understanding and me knowing whatever that he's talking about.
Wow, that's really nice. Okay, so how can you say so far he has impacted you as a nursing student?
Well, he has shown me how nursing is, with how he conducts himself, how he teaches us. He just gives out nursing in a different perspective than the one that I had before I came here.
Wow, that's really interesting to hear, because myself, I have experience with the Tabela as well.
Oh.
Yes, when I was a nursing student, and he did mentor me when I was in theatre placement, and I even wanted to be a theatre nurse. So I'm glad to hear that still goes on.
Yeah,
I'm really glad. So shout out to Nzata Tabelo, yes?
Yeah.
All right, that's nice. So, Sister Mahasane, yes. Our theme for this graduation today is strength, resilience, and camaraderie. So what can you say, or moving forward, how are you going to pursue in your academic excellence to make sure that you're aligned with that theme? Because one day it will be your graduation, right? Yes. So how are you going to align yourself from now moving forward to make sure that you attain to this theme and you take it and roll with it?
I don't know how to answer this, but I'd like to say it is kind of opening a path or creating a path for me. It is describing what I have to do to align with it. And I think that already built my character, which will help me in working towards passing and being successful in this journey. Yes, I think.
So, strength, resilience, and camaraderie, and it's more like friendship, networking, engagement. Have you made new friends so far? It's been 5 months, right?
5 months.
5 months of the semester. Have you made friends so far?
Yeah, I've made friends.
And how have they impacted your social life here at the institution?
Well, they always make it very clear that we are nurses. So I think it helps me to know, to be in the present moment and get deeply what nursing is. So I think that helps me in growing to be a nurse. So it helps me also to socialize as a nurse, do what nurses do.
And what is that nurses do?
There are a lot of things that have changed that I don't do anymore. Like I don't eat in public anymore. Okay. I just don't run anytime. I don't run. I know I have to be early every time. Maybe when you're going to church, you don't have to run because you'll be late. So you have to be on time so that you take your time. Yeah.
As a nurse.
Yeah, as a nurse. You have to be on time and you have to be organized. So yeah, that's that.
So these friends of yours, are they only first years, or have you touched on in second year, third year, and even some of the graduates?
Well, I have a few in first year, one in third year, and 2 of the graduates.
Okay. Yes. Do you want to tell us how those 2 of the graduates, maybe who they are, or how they have impacted you in the past 5 months when they were here?
Well, they're not really here because they're the last group.
Okay.
So I've only been communicating with them and asking for some advices here and there, and
I want to know
they are
and there. That's the juice I want. Okay. Or is it the under the carpet information we don't want to
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. Okay, the here and there is presentations I was doing. So there is this community assessment presentation, the mock presentation, and the final presentation. So I was presenting and I did ask for their advices concerning the presentation, and they did a very good job in advising me, and they did tell me only the truth, and they don't sugarcoat things. They tell me straight that you have to work hard. It just isn't magical as people say. You have to do the work and you have to be confident. Yeah, they do a lot of work, and I just salute that. Yes.
Wow, that is very interesting. So could you say these people are your mentors?
I could say.
Okay.
I could say.
So would you recommend mentorship or a mentor for a first year student, not just here, but in a higher education institution? Do you say, I would recommend you to have a senior student to be your mentor, just to navigate a path and direction of your academic whilst you're there?
Yes, I highly recommend that. It's helpful because you get to hear of the experiences of the people who were there before you and how they tackled things. And I like that when they give you advices and when they try to help you out, they don't only tell you of what they did, they tell you of what you can do to level up, to do better than they did. And again, well, specifically talking about my mentors, the 2, I think one thing I like about them is they encourage me to pray also. I just don't do things, I also involve God in it. So yeah, I would recommend first year students to have the senior mentors. It's really helpful.
It's really helpful.
Yes, the game changer.
All right, thank you so much. Do you have questions for me? Because I had third years, I had second years, and here you are, your first years. Do you have questions for me maybe that you would like to ask?
do have questions.
Do you also have a question? I see that you're ready. Okay, oh my God. Okay.
They're not really hard questions. I hear you say, oh my God, like you're gonna ask gentle questions. My question is just simple and maybe stupid. I just want to know how it feels being a nurse educator, because before I got to know of this course, before I was here, I did not really think of nursing as such a big course and a broad course. I did not know there are so many specialties in it. So I don't know. I just want to know how it feels to be a nurse educator. I mean, what's interesting about it? What's the big thing about being a nurse educator? Yeah, I think that.
Wow. Okay. Being a nurse educator has its challenges.
Yes.
But mostly, I could say that it requires someone who already loves nursing who already loves nursing as a profession, as it is. Okay. Someone who could be able to impact patients and be confident to say that patients who I have nursed, they will tell you a different story from what you're hearing on social media about nurses. Mm-hmm. I think it requires that as a foundation. And then also it requires willingness to impart knowledge.
Okay.
Yes, it requires willingness to impart knowledge. And then diversity. Because as an educator, you meet different students, different learners with different backgrounds, and you have to find a way to navigate to each and every one of them. Because like Hlengiwe was saying that the learning or teaching that happens here is different from high school. Yes. The reason is because we practice competency-based curriculum. Mm-hmm. And the competence-based curriculum is self-centered. It's learner-centered. Okay. It's learner-centered, and it requires the student to do most of the majority. That's why most of us we call facilitators, because we're just there to facilitate you through the learning.
The learning, yes.
Yes. So it requires a lot of grace because they're dealing with different students and different learners, and keeping your calm to say, I understand this is how you see it, but do you see that this could be consequential to a patient if you do it this way? You know? Okay. Because another thing with knowledge, it doesn't have to be pushed. The person has to be willing to receive it. So if you push it in, you find that there's a lot of resistance. But if there is willingness to receive it, then they'll be like, oh, actually, I was not aware. To say, I understand your point of view, but you realize that you'll be compromising this ethical principles when you do it in this manner, you know? So you find that because of the diversity with the learners, it's going to need a lot of grace, like I said, to be able to not be pushy on the concept, but to try to encourage that willingness to receive the learning.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and besides from nursing education, there's also nursing management, which you can be an administrator in a hospital, in a clinic. There's also theater nursing, there's also ICU, there's trauma, there's emergency. So there's quite a cake, and it's enough for all of us. Wow. So I highly recommend. I'm already recruiting you guys. I highly recommend lifelong learning. As soon as you're done with your diplomas here, you need to pursue one of the specialties.
This is very interesting. I think I should say that I respect nurse educators. I think they go through a lot because so many things are required, like you say, grace, patience, I think, and being considerate, because I think you meet a lot of people with different mentalities, and most of us are from high school, fresh from high school, so we have that high school mentality, and you have to work on that, have to work on convincing these people that nursing is actually a good course. And I don't know how you do it, but I'd like to say
Shout out to all the educators.
Shout out.
Oh my God,
Honestly,
how are you doing it? I know, I understand. It only takes the grace of God to be honest. Yes. So, your question.
Okay, so I just want to know, how did you go on about your tertiary life or your college life to be where you are, and why nursing? Like, you're a very good person. You could have done psychology. You know, you could have went to other faculties, but you came to nursing. Why nursing, and how did you come about to be where you are today?
Wow, so there's 2 questions in there. Okay, so my college life. You sure you want to know about my college life?
Seems interesting.
Okay, so I actually wanted to do medicine. When I was right from high school, I wanted to do medicine, but it didn't work out. And then I went for nursing. I was like, I'm still saving lives anyway. I just felt like I have so much to give within me, and I wanted to be with patients. And I was like, okay, let me do nursing. But the intention was still to continue with medicine. And then when I did nursing, I fell in love with nursing. I was like, okay, wait a minute, this is actually working out. And then I was like, okay, I'm staying in this nursing. I remember when I did the decision to do nursing education, I was still in a Netcare hospital here in the country. I was working there, and there were students. There were students on placement, and I was preceptorship. We call it preceptorship, like assisting students how to learn skills in a placement. And I was assisting them with wound care, I remember. And I was just realized that, wait, this is it. I should actually go upgrade myself and get qualifications that can qualify me to be an nurse educator. I want to do this because I realized that one of the problems with the nursing care right now is a lot of attitudes with a lot of healthcare professionals, and you'll see that it begins from the education system that we receive. So I was like, if with the attitude I have towards my patient, if I could do nursing education, I could also be able to take part in generating nurses that will have a different attitude and a different approach to the community and patients. So I'm definitely doing nursing education. That's how I got to it. As for my college life, wow, my college life, I was actually called Mfundisi. So I don't know, because I was very devoted to church. I didn't miss devotions. I was even like in leadership for church services, and I would like school, church. At one point when I was in 3rd year, I even realized that I think it was surgical nursing. I got like 67. I realized that if it wasn't for this church event, I actually would have read better and got proper marks. But I was like, it was a time for that particular season, and so my college life was mostly more church than college. It was when I was in postgrad that I actually started giving my academic work a lot of, which I'm not saying you should do the same. You need to find a balance. You need to find a balance between church and academic. Not like, you need to find a balance. Yes. So that was my college life, honestly. I can even give you contacts of people who I was going to college with to verify this story.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other question?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for having to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, there you have it. I was with the first years here, and they even had opportunity to ask me questions the other way around, and we had quite an interactive, engaging chat that was really beautiful. Once again, congratulations, class of 2024.